The idea that the missionaries undermined Māori culture and destroyed a thriving Māori way of life has really got to be contested, because when the missionaries first came here, it was in a time of great civil war. There were war parties rampaging around the place. The arrival of muskets had raised the level. This was a scary time, not only to be a missionary in the country, but to be a part of an iwi or a hapu who had offended some rival tribe, because you didn't know when the utu would come, or the reciprocity for events of the past might come, and your whole family could get wiped out. So Māori were really being sidelined from something that was important to them. They'd made a great deal of profit, if you like, from trading with the visiting whalers and sealers and trading ships from around the world, because Māori are hugely entrepreneurial people. There were ship spars being sold, and flax and pigs and food for all of these ships that came into Korurareka. So this was a great business. But every time that war broke out again, or there was another episode of utu, they were off down the country dealing to their neighbours, or for past wrongs that had been done to them. So there was a stop-start economy going on. So some of these things, particularly the idea of forgiveness, of all being equal under one God, and that forgiveness could bring an end, like a circuit breaker, bringing an end to this endless cycle of utu, really shifted the idea of Māori being constantly at war, and gave them a chance to get back into economic pursuits that were good for their tribes, and it meant that people were treated better. And as the missionaries became more accepted as peacemakers, their mana increased, and there were cultural changes that were actually brought about by Māori themselves as they moved out of the Bay of Islands and were released as slaves perhaps during the wars, and went back to their own people and began to talk to them about the good news of Jesus Christ, the good news that we're all equal under one God, and that this business of unforgiveness that went on for generations could be brought to an end. So I think these are positive cultural changes, and that doesn't even go to the point of literacy, which just, there was a huge revival of literacy once the Bible, the Paipira Tapu, was interpreted into the Māori language. A whole revolution began.